Today, I am sitting down with Sam Roberts, a guy who went from $6,500 months in construction to over $14,000 months in pure commissions from remote sales. And I personally coached him throughout this whole journey in just 6 months. But here's what most people don't see. Sam spent over 6 years doing what he didn't want to do. 4.5 years studying a degree he knew he didn't want to use. And even after his best mate succeeded in high ticket sales, Lou, Sam still waited another 6 months before taking action. And the only reason for that is because he was stuck playing worst case scenarios in his head. What if I make $0? What if all those years were a waste? And 99% of people who actually want to break into high ticket sales never pull the trigger. And it's the exact same reason they stay stuck, still trading their time for money in a job they hate. And it's the same process that guys like Zen used to hit 15K per month, Jax used to hit 10K per month at 18 years old, Damo hit 19K per month working 6 hours a day after working as a landscaper, Anton go from 2K a month to 20K months. And it's also what helped guys like Barclay make $13,000 per month in remote sales, who is actually with me right now in Thailand.
That's right. Yeah.
Are you real?
I'm real. I got scammed by this guy into making money.
And not to mention guys like Ellis, who is 19 years old and cracked $17,000 as a remote closer in a single month, who is also with me here in Thailand. Ellis, are you real?
I am real indeed. What's happening, guys? Hope all is well.
And this is a very similar process to a lot of my other students who are inside crushing it. So without further ado, enjoy the interview. So what is your name and how much did you make in commissions last month?
My name is Sam Roberts and I made $14,000 last month.
Sick. So let's bring it back before sales. How did you even get into remote sales? Just give people a run through.
Yeah, so I always knew that I wanted to take it somewhere in the online space. I tried dropshipping, didn't go too well. Sort of didn't feel like it really fulfilled me properly. Tried, here and there, but I just didn't really feel like it was what I was sort of after. I had a best friend in Luke who was in remote sales. Obviously saw a lot like on YouTube and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, just sort of took a liking to it. Obviously Luke referred me to you and now we're here.
Yeah. And what were you doing for work? So you get out of high school.
Yeah.
And then what did you do for work after
Yeah,
school?
cool. So I went into, I studied a Bachelor of Construction Management at university, RMIT 4-year course. Took me 4.5 years. And I was also working on the side in a commercial construction company.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
doing estimating.
You finished the degree and then you got a construction job?
No, so I straight out of school, I was working in the construction job and I was doing uni alongside. Okay. So I was doing like 3 days at the construction company and then 2 days uni. I was at the same place for 6 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Same place when we had the call.
Yeah. Same place for 6 years. And then obviously was doing my degree on the side.
Yeah. Because we spoke in March this year. I remember the call so vividly. I remember exactly where I was.
Good call.
Because as soon as you jumped on, I was like, oh, he sounds exactly like Luke.
Yeah.
Like you guys actually sound the exact same.
Yeah, replica, unfortunately.
But kind of like before you got into sales, paint the picture of what was an average day like working that job?
Yeah, so I mean, I would just get to work probably like at 8 o'clock. Do what's expected of you till probably I'd get out at 6:30 some days. So yeah, I was in estimating, so you'd be at a desk all day. Measuring plans, doing takeoffs, all that sort of stuff. It's like sort of quantity surveying as well. Pretty similar gig like what you did, right?
Yeah, I think I told you this on the call.
Yeah,
so I was studying the exact same degree for the exact same job.
Crazy.
I just dropped out in 4 weeks in.
You just did do 4.5 years of it.
Thank God. But yeah, we were studying the same thing, which is cool. Yeah. So when you, what made you first of all want to get into that degree? What led you to that path?
Well, I also, I've always had an interest, I did have an interest in construction. My dad sort of had, followed that path. He was working in construction. And yeah, it interested me, construction management, the whole idea of, working in construction, but not being on the tools. Mm-hmm. It's the overseeing, the management sort of view. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I got into it, obviously, to be honest, first year out of school or straight away after school, I don't think you know exactly what you're doing. Yeah. So yeah, got into it. I mean, I did it obviously for a while. So obviously Dad had a history in construction and I took a liking to it. So that's why I got into it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was similar for me. I didn't know what I was going to do after school. and I wanted to make over 6 figures, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my dad was like, yeah, I've got this friend.
Yeah.
He does quantity surveying. He makes 6 figures.
Yeah.
And he came and told me about the
Get me
job,
in.
and I was like, okay, cool. I guess I'll do that.
Absolutely, yeah. So my dad actually got me the job at that construction company.
Yeah,
So he
nice.
used to build pools, and he built both of the partnership, both the guys' pools. So he got me the gig, and obviously that's how I sort of fell into it. Yeah.
And how many hours a day? Like, did you have to commute, or was
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So I had about an hour of commute each way a day. So I would leave at about 7 and probably get home at about 6:30 every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because we're in Melbourne as well, so most of that's just due to traffic, I'm assuming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so before you, because Luke started, what, a year?
I think it's
maybe?
been 2 years now. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was into it.
Sorry, with you about a year ago. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I mean, total though.
Yeah.
Even before me.
Yeah.
Because you've known him since, how long have you known
Oh,
Luke?
since we were 3 years old, 4 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been my boy for, years and years.
So when you heard about what he was doing,
Yeah.
what did you initially think when you first found out?
Yeah,
about it?
so when I first sort of found out, because I think he started with copywriting or something like that, and obviously got into the high ticket space. When I first heard of it, I was like, okay, sounds cool, but I was a year and a half, 2 years into my degree. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to stick the path, do what I'm meant to do, stick with construction, and then just see how that goes. To be honest, when Luke sort of got into the whole thing, I was a little bit skeptical about it all, as everyone is, with online money. It's
Yeah.
you see all that stuff online. But yeah, I just didn't. I took an interest to it, but I wasn't I was just all right, I just need to stick my path and stay on my course. But it was cool that he obviously did it.
Yeah, it's normal. I mean, I got a haircut this morning, if you can't tell. And even talking to the barber,
Yeah.
he was saying, he was asking me what I do, and I
Yeah.
was explaining it. And one of the first things he said is, yeah, but, most of those things are scams.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
And, we went through the same thing we're talking about, which is
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's the main, opinion, because a few bad apples kind of spoil it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, okay, so maybe you talk to Luke a little bit more. What took you from, oh yeah, it looks cool, but I don't really know what it is. I'm a bit skeptical.
Yeah.
I'm also finishing my degree. What took you from that to, okay, I should actually look into this seriously?
Yeah, well, I feel like I just got to, obviously I took a liking to it, watched heaps of YouTube on it. Obviously Luke has been doing work with you, so got a little bit, knew a bit about you. But yeah, I just sort of, I just got to a point in construction where I just wasn't very happy with where I was at. I had took a liking to, the online space and all that sort of stuff. Both of my closest friends, one being Luke and another guy, are both in the online space. So I was like, all right, cool. I see what these guys doing, and I see the life that they're living.
Yeah.
I see, the freedom and how they're living, and it's very, very, very different to what I was going through in construction. So yeah, I just sort of being around those guys probably forced it on a bit, which is great. I wish it would have happened 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just sort of got to a point in construction where I just wasn't really, really happy with where I was at, and I just had to give this a shot.
What led to that feeling of not being happy in construction?
Well, yeah, it was sort of a slow burn, to be honest. I probably realized 2 years into my degree that this wasn't really exactly what I wanted to do, but I could just never sort of face it, to be honest. It was a very hard realization that you had to face, right, and come to, and I just tried to always push it off, but obviously got me at the end.
When you initially had those thoughts and you're pushing it off, what made you sort of just push it off as opposed to facing it?
Yeah, I just sort of, tried to stick the course, do what was expected of me. I was like, I'm 2 years in, so I feel like I should just try and, finish this, keep sticking the course, doing what I'm meant to do, what's expected of me and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So just sort of kept going, but obviously I got to a breaking point where I was like, this is is enough for me.
I get it. I'm quite lucky because I stopped before I got to a point where I was like, I'm too deep in.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing Brooke tonight from She Sells.
That's
actually why we're in Melbourne to go to our event this week. And she taught me this analogy that I think sums it up perfectly, which is that you're on the wrong train, but it's still hard to get off the train,
Absolutely.
change trains, and then head back the other
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
Especially if you're already halfway
Yeah.
to a different destination, even if it's a wrong destination.
Yeah.
It's so hard to like get up, get out, change trains. Like,
Yeah.
and that friction holds a lot of people back.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if you remember, but like I was like texting you like all the time, being like, man, like we got to do this, you know, like I promise you I'll do it. Like I'm going to do it. Always just delaying, you know, like always just procrastinating. Man, like, and I genuinely don't feel like anyone has been like more stuck than me. Like, you know, 6 years in the same construction company. My dad got me the job. Like my dad's had a history in it, you know, a 4.5 year university degree like that. She was scary to get out of.
Yeah.
Like super, super scary. And that's obviously, you know, why it took me so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough was enough. And I ended up getting to a bit of a breaking point and I pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
But I was always, you know, texting you, like we'd get on the calls and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
That's cool, bro,
asking
because you just
questions.
pushed through it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What were the fears? Like, what were the things that were coming up in your mind that were like causing that for you?
Well, I think like the biggest thing was like, you know, what happens if I give or like let all of my hardworking construction go and give this a shot and then nothing works? You know, what happens if I quit and go full-time closing and I don't close a deal for a month? You know, like what happens if I make $0 commission, which is like, I know it's over the top, but it's like, that's how I was thinking. It was just a massive fear of like change in the unknown, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like what happens if all my hard work, you know, in construction has led me to dropping out, you know, quitting and then getting into this and then it didn't go anywhere.
Was there a part of you that felt like, damn, even if this does work, then I've just wasted 4 years?
Well, yeah, I mean, like obviously that's always in the back of my mind. Like you always think about that. And yeah, I wouldn't be lying if, you know, I said I wish I started this 3-4 years ago, but that's life. And, you know,
can't change
I'm
it,
always going to, you're literally wasting your time worrying about that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm a firm believer that, you know, everyone's on their own path and their own journey. Yes, I wish I did this 4 years ago, but
you can't change
it. It is what it is. Yeah.
I think the problem is where like people realize they want to make the change.
Yeah.
But then they still put it off.
Yeah.
Because you can't change the past. There's no point
100%.
dwelling on it.
Yeah.
But you can change now and going
Absolutely.
forward.
Yeah. And I think it's a bit cliche, but like my biggest regret was like just not taking action earlier, like just not, you know, making that decision earlier because, you know, who knows where I would be now, but it is what it is. Yeah.
How long did you sort of like go back and forth on it?
I was like, well, we were talking in March. I reckon I knew that Luke was doing it for like a year probably.
Yeah.
So I reckon I honestly had like over 6 months of like contemplating whether to do it or not.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Okay.
Long time.
And so when you were working a construction job, what were you making income-wise?
So when I was full time, it was just over 6.5 a month. And then when I was casual, I was on like $30 an hour or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we had the conversation, you were thinking about getting into sales.
Yeah.
What was like your initial goal?
Yeah, so my initial, like, I think I said to you, like, I wanted to, like, even if I made like half of what I was making in construction, I feel like I'd be happier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just said like around like 5K and I'd be like, you know, full-time closing, I'd drop it and I'd do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was our benchmark.
It was. I actually wanted to show you. So
Yeah.
this is like one of the surprises I want to show
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
but, like,
cool.
So this is our call.
Nice, I love it. Let's do it.
So this is the call that we had
Yeah.
in, I think, February.
I need to watch this back, actually. This is going to be good.
Yeah, so let me just like slow it down. This is just part of it, but I'll show some more after. But so this is where we're kind of talking about your goals and stuff.
Like it's just behavior change, right? So, so would transition to sales full time if you could, like if you're making enough, or do you always? Okay, I would. Yeah. And so, how much would you need to be making? Is it just 6K?
Honestly, like, fuck, I'd love to replace it, but like, even if I'm on like, well, not even if I am, but like, if I'm on like around 5, I'd do it full time for sure.
Okay. So that's the initial goal.
So like watching that back, like
I didn't watch that, bro. That'd be crazy.
I'll send it to you after. But yeah, like watching that back and like thinking back to the mindset you're in on that call, What's your reaction to like looking back at that?
I mean, I think it just, even from that clip, it just showed like how stuck I was and how like small I was thinking. But as it sort of showed then, like I was pretty much willing to do anything, you know,
Yeah.
even if it was 5K, which is, I mean, some people make less obviously. So that
Yeah.
was sort of where I was at. And that's how much I was, I guess, like ready to take the leap.
Yeah, because a lot of people have that where they're like, yeah, like the initial goal is, you know, 5K, 6K, I can quit
Yeah.
my job. And they're like, oh, if I can make 10, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And then I think you kind of realize this. It's like, then you hit those goals.
Yeah.
And then it constantly moves.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's really interesting. Like I'm pretty sure I called you like after I hit 10K a month. I'm pretty sure I called
Yeah.
you and I'm like, shit, man. Like I realized like your expectations change so quickly.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone has that goal of, you know, 10K a month. But like I did it in my second month ever full-time closing, like any role.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, obviously, like, what's next?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy how quickly your expectations change.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I'm around guys like Luke's absolutely crushing it. You're obviously crushing it. Like I got guys around me absolutely killing it. So it's like, there's no reason why,
Yeah.
you know, I can't do the same. And now that I've seen like the ceilings and how high you can take this and how far you can take it, it's it's pretty easy to get caught up in all the
By the way, if you guys are listening and you're wondering how you can learn more about Closers Cult and how you can actually make 10, 15, 20K a month from remote sales, then just click the link in the description. There's going to be more information there. Anyway, back to the pod. Well, now your belief of what's possible has changed.
absolutely.
Because
yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but do you remember like even though you signed up,
Yeah.
you went full steam ahead, but do you
Yeah.
remember what some of your concerns were? If not, I got another surprise.
Yeah, you tell me,
You gotta
tell me.
see.
It
So
was it's just like fear, just
pretty much,
fear,
yeah.
fear of the unknown,
So
fear of
like-
making $0.
Wait, this is
Yeah, I just my main like concern is with like full-time construction. Yeah, am I going? I know it's obviously dependent on me and my work ethic, but like, am I going to have the opportunity? I guess is the right word to get to these 5K months. Like, is it genuinely possible?
So like again, like looking back there,
Yeah.
it's like, is it possible? Which is
Yeah.
fair because you haven't done it at that point. And this is what I always say to people. It's like, you're only going to know
Yeah.
if it's going to work
Yeah,
looking back in hindsight.
yeah.
And we can't time travel.
Yeah, and I think it's crazy because like when you're so like deep into it and when you're so like, you know, consumed by that, you're not thinking about like a bigger picture. Like at that moment, 5K, like that was big to me, you know. But now like I've obviously seen what's possible and like the how far you can take this. So
Yeah.
like I mean, yeah, I did 14K was, I mean, I've been doing it for a few months now, but 14K and like it doesn't faze me a whole lot. Like
Yeah.
I know that there's so much more, and yeah,
That's so good, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it actually, I know it's like cliche
Yeah.
for a mentor and a coach to be like fulfilled by their students' results,
Yeah.
but I actually get so fucking happy,
Yeah.
like sitting across from you and seeing that,
I love
knowing
that.
where you came from.
And when we were on the call, bro, like I knew how much you cared. Like
Yeah.
your best interest were you like, all right, I want to take this guy to the moon. Like I want the best interest for this guy, which you did obviously. And that's why I think like that call, I still remember that call. Like it genuinely changed my life. And yeah, obviously here we are today, which is crazy.
fucking awesome, bro.
But
It's so good.
I can tell you always want the best for you guys and for your students, which is awesome. I feel like
Yeah.
you don't get that too much.
Yeah, well, it's a space where like obviously doing case studies and doing testimonials and stuff, it's like it's part of like the marketing or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, especially now, it really does drive me. Like when I started, and I said this at the event, I don't know if
Yeah.
you remember, but it's like when I started, like, yeah, I had a network and I had a skill. And I was like, cool, let me see if I can build a second stream of income.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to lie and say I started it to help people, right? It's like part of
Absolutely.
it, but it
Yeah.
wasn't the main driver. And like, even now, it's like, yes, of course, I still want to make money from this business. Money's how the world goes round.
Yeah.
And I also get so much fucking fulfillment
Yeah.
from it too.
Well, I think that's the thing that like gets you out of bed every day. You know, like obviously making money is cool, but I feel like there's so much behind that. Like you got to have a purpose, you got to be fulfilled, and you got to be like genuinely happy. And I feel like with this sort of stuff, like what you're doing, like you can just tell that you're genuinely fulfilled and your purpose in life is to actually help people.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, as you said in the start, like you're like, I want to make a shit ton of money, you know.
Yeah.
But like obviously now you've seen what's possible, so that I feel like that's what obviously drives you.
Yeah.
Every day, and yeah, that's why like fulfillment is everything, obviously.
Yeah.
Because the money's obviously going to come, it's going to go, but like it's just what gets you out of bed every day. I reckon.
And you probably, because to give context, so what's the offer that you actually sell?
Yeah, so I'm on a fitness offer, Prime Train at the moment. Yeah.
And so what does it help people do?
Lose weight, put on weight, like tone up, muscle build, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I assume, but like part of probably what helps you sell more is having conviction that program is actually going to help people as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. I think that's honestly like that is the best part of the whole program, especially about a fitness offer.
Yeah.
Like you're genuinely helping guys, you know, make a massive, massive change and, you know, changing these guys' patterns, their ways, their thinking, their beliefs, and getting them to overcome the patterns that have put them there, right? To change their lives. It's pretty cool.
So I want to go back a little bit. So when you first jump into Closers Cult, we have the chat. We're like, sweet, let's do it. You jump in. First of all, what happens straight after the sales call? Like, how do you feel? What are you thinking straight after we end the Zoom meeting?
I'm pretty sure I laid on my bed. Actually, I can't even lie. I shed a tear. I laid on my bed, shed a tear. And I'm like, I don't know what I've just done, but I've done it.
Shit.
It was a very, I was feeling all types of emotions.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Got off the call. Yeah, just probably stayed in silence for like 10, 15 minutes. Like, what have I done?
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of mixed emotions.
It was probably just so much build up, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd been thinking about, you know, doing it for so long. And just to bite the bullet was a pretty surreal feeling.
And then, so you're enrolled, you jump into the course, the coaching calls. What does the beginning look like? What's the start of the journey for Sam getting into remote sales?
Yeah, so I mean, you obviously when you get into the course, you get all like your modules and all that sort of stuff. I think it starts with like your introduction, and then you get tips on like appointment setting, closing. You get your live calls, you get all the coaching calls and everything like that. I think we had like at that time, I think it was like 5 or 6 a week, which is like crazy. That obviously you have access to. So yeah, you just obviously get on the calls with you and just get to work, get to learning.
What do you think? Like the first group call that you're on, where you see all these other dudes.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty intense. It's pretty intense. We got on it straight away. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Was it straight after?
Yeah, it was straight after.
Yeah, wow.
It was straight after. You're like, I got a call in half an hour. Do you want to get on? I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
That's crazy.
Let's ride the wave. But yeah, it's like seeing everyone like over the digital screen. It was pretty cool. Obviously very, very different to what you used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty not confronting, but it was like very, very obviously different to what I'd be learning. But everyone's awesome. You know, you introduced me really awesomely, and everyone's there to, you know, support you, get to work and to better everyone. So.
And what were the first things you started to learn? Like, what did you particularly, because some people dive into certain modules, some will do others. What did you dive into?
I think my first thing, because I've like hadn't had any sales experience whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I think my first thing was just drilling the script. Like I literally burned that script into my brain to the point where I was waking up and, you know, the first thing on my mind was like objection handling.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first thing. I was just script, absolutely nailing it. What questions to ask, why you're asking them, when to ask them, obviously. And yeah, I think that was my biggest thing at the start was the script.
How long did it take you to get the script burned into your brain?
A little, a while, probably like 6 weeks or so, 8 weeks. Yeah, a couple months, like to get it down properly, you know, because there's obviously a bit to it. But I feel like it obviously, you know, once you do get the script down pat, then you can sort of be more conversational, right? That's when you really realize that you're actually there to have a proper conversation. And then, the questions on the script are good, but it's about, you know, your probes around it. It's about your genuine conversation. Because guys can smell it from a mile away when you're following a script, you know.
Yeah. It's like a robot.
Yeah.
And
that's the biggest thing.
How long did it take you to get the first role? Because I know that you're on the fitness role, but you also, I don't know if you remember, you had another role when you first started as well.
It was the same role, but it was like setting, I think.
You also had an ecom one, didn't you?
No, I think it was just setting.
Was it just-
Yeah, I was
okay.
just setting on Prime. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So I was just like that. The business started in like March.
Yeah.
So I was literally just calling people off my phone to try and get them on.
So how long into you joining was that?
That was like two weeks.
Okay.
3 weeks.
Damn,
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yeah, I tried for Freedom Club, but didn't get on. Yeah.
That's the
so
one.
yeah.
Okay. Because that was while you were working at
Yeah,
construction
yeah,
still.
yeah.
And you're doing that in the afternoons after
Oh
work?
man, I was rushing home from work, and literally I was up till like 10, 11 every night, training, learning closing,
Yeah.
calling. Yeah,
You
it's
had
pretty
the will,
intense.
bro. Because
Yeah.
so many people, they would be like, "Oh, like I'm too busy with
Yeah.
work."
Yeah.
And I think I can't remember. I think that was one of your hesitations, was like time,
Absolutely.
logistically, which is
Yeah.
fair. Like you're
Yeah.
working a full-time job,
Yeah.
commuting, but you made the time. You found a way to make it work.
Yeah. I would work 12-hour days in construction, then run home, get on calls. I was setting like literally to like 10, 11. I'd be doing like 14-hour days,
That's
which was pretty
crazy.
crazy. But I knew how much I wanted it, and I knew that I wasn't going to let too much get in the way of it as well.
Yeah. Because it's like, that's the thing. It's like the short-term sacrifice where you're doing it because
yeah.
you want more freedom and because you
course.
want more time.
Of course.
But short-term, you have to sacrifice those very things.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, there was a lot of sacrifice, but I'm still like very, you knew as well, like I'm still at the start. There's still a long, long way to go, obviously. But yeah, at that point it was pretty intense, but I wouldn't change a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, built who you are today.
Yeah, exactly.
And so in terms of income, like while you're doing it part-time, what did the first few months look like? Because I like to be realistic. I like
Yeah.
to give people the full picture.
For sure.
Because they see 14K, but that's not instant. Like what were the first few months of ramping up like?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been closing for 3 months. So during the first month or
Yeah.
first month was 8.6.
In closing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Full-time
sorry.
closing.
In terms of when you're setting.
Oh, sorry.
though.
When I'm doing both?
Yeah, like when
Cool.
you like literally month 1,
Yeah.
month 2 of like in remote sales.
Okay, yeah. So I wouldn't know exact, but my full-time construction was 6.5, and then I think I was doing like, I reckon it would have been like another 2.5K from setting, and that's obviously with a full-time job. So I was probably working like 10 hours a week probably.
Yeah.
I mean working 10 hours a week or so, being on calls.
And you were doing, because you were doing both simultaneously until you went to Europe, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember, so you went to Europe, 3 months in?
Yes.
2 months in?
I think it was like, 3 or 4. Yeah.
So up until then, like you're doing your construction, which is keeping the 6.5.
Yeah.
You had like 2.5K from sales on the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. That wasn't up front though with the setting, but yeah.
Oh, that was total.
Yeah.
2.5K.
Yeah.
Okay, from the 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, nothing crazy,
Yeah.
right? But like you're doing it part-time.
Yeah.
You're ramping up. And then you go to Europe. You went for a month, right?
Yeah. 4 weeks.
Had a pretty big holiday.
Yeah,
Had some
it was
fun.
awesome. Yeah.
Fully hit pause. And then
Yeah.
you come back. And then walk me through once you
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah, well, first of all, like the reason why I was like going absolutely nuts is because I knew that I had that trip. So I'm like, 14-hour days, this is what it's going to take. Like if I have to do this to, get to a point where I can actually enjoy myself on a holiday, then I'm going to do it. Because, like I needed to know the skills and the knowledge before I went away. So yeah, when had an awesome trip, 4 weeks break, didn't do a whole lot of work, but that's what it's there for. And yeah, so I mean, massive, as you do when you travel, you have a lot of thoughts. You really, like I had a lot of time to have like a serious self-reflection while I was away. Because yeah, that's what traveling does. You zoom out, you see that nothing's really that serious. I feel like Melbourne's always, full steam ahead, 24/7, work, and that's the thing that I love about travel is like you see that it's really not that big of a deal. And all the scenarios, all the thoughts, all the situations that I played in my head were just in my head, right? So had an awesome reflection while I was away. And then within 2 weeks, I quit my full-time job.
When you got back.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Crazy. It was pretty intense. But yeah, I just got to a point where I was like, you know what? I just had to make a change. I genuinely like hit my breaking point. So I was like, you know what? Whatever it takes. I'm just going to do it. And yeah, So within 2 weeks of being back from a Euro trip, I quit my full-time job
Yeah.
and went all in sales.
I remember that call.
Yeah,
too.
because I was talking, we were texting heaps obviously while I was away.
Yeah.
Again, like I was, just asking all about it, not skeptical, but like just having a chat, like
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. Just getting that self like validation, all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
actually got to the point where I did it.
And then so you're full time,
Mm-hmm.
you're closing. Then walk me through the next few months. What
Yeah,
that looks like.
so full-time closing, the first and only sales job that I've ever had up until now, obviously, full-time closing. I did 8.6K comms commission in my first month, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then, month 2 was 14K, which was
Damn.
cool again. Yeah.
Big jump.
Yeah, and then last month was just over 12, so
Okay. Damn.
yeah.
So what was the average workday like being in sales full time
Mm-hmm.
to hit those sort of numbers?
Full-time days, I mean, because our offer, we work with a lot of guys like tradies, 9 to 5s, all that sort of stuff. So you're working later. What I mean by that is our prime time is like 4 p.m. till say like 7, 8 p.m. So the mornings, I mean, not cruisy because you're still, doing admin, all that sort of stuff. But our day would really ramp up like after lunchtime. So main hours would be like 2 to like, obviously this is like calendar availability, 2 to like, 8. We are working late, but it's fine because you actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then obviously a couple calls here and there in the morning as well.
So what does your average day look like now?
How many calls am I taking, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, like you wake up, like do you go to the gym or do you just chill? Do you like what does an average day look like?
Yeah, cool.
now?
So I wake up like 6:30, go to the gym straight away, spend an hour in the gym. Get home. I actually, before I have a shower, before I eat or do anything, I just spend half an hour on my laptop, just getting all the ideas or thoughts that I've probably had over the night while I was gymming. Put all that on paper, have it somewhere. Obviously, do a bit of admin, and then have a shower, make some brekkie, and then get into it around 8:30 ish.
And what's getting into it? Is that like a team meeting? Is that training? Like what are you doing in the
Just
morning?
like checking calendar. We do like 3 trainings a week. Checking the calendar, confirming calls as well. So do a lot of confirming in the morning. We confirm all our calls, getting back to obviously setters, getting back to the team, all that sort of stuff, and taking calls when I can.
Yeah. And so like before 2 p.m., like before those prime times, is that just like downtime for you where you can chill a bit or are you doing
I
other
mean,
stuff?
you can like if you want to. I have sort of. I mean, obviously you can go to the gym. You obviously have that freedom to go to the gym sort of whenever you want. Like I could go to the gym at lunch if I wanted to. I just prefer getting out of the way in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I can just really lock in obviously throughout the whole day. But absolutely, you can sort of go do what you want for a couple of hours if you want to. You know, I've sort of come from actually one thing I will say is coming from the 9 to 5 route is I feel like guilty for getting away from my desk, which is, because I'm so like prone and not forced, but like was just prone to staying at my desk all day and, sitting there. So I don't really take too many breaks, but I definitely could.
Because like obviously the money's more than what it used to be. But if you compare your daily schedule, your daily routine, like now compared to
It's
construction.
so much different. Yeah, like I have so much more time. Like a lot more flexibility. Obviously, you have that location freedom as well, so you can literally go work from wherever you want in the world, which is pretty nice to have. But a lot more flexible, which is awesome. I feel like that's why most people do it as well.
Yeah. In terms of sales skills, so like if we get into some tactics, what skills did you learn first? What clicked for you first? Like, was it like tonality? Was it like obviously you burn the script into your brain, but like what skills did you actually learn to start off with that actually moved the needle?
I feel like I've always like had decent communication skills, so I knew that like talking to people wasn't really going to be an issue. So I always sort of knew that that's in my back pocket. Like I feel like I'm pretty personable. I can get on with a lot of people. So I always knew that like I'd have that connection, right? Like I could always, make sure that they'd feel trusted, make sure that, they can trust me, that they can feel like they're talking to a reputable person.
Yeah.
So I knew I had that down pat. But obviously, learning I think our biggest thing that we started on was like certainty, like conviction, like having obviously a script's cool, but like the way that you deliver it, your tonality is 80% of it. So I think you and I were just working on at the start, like conviction, like just, getting really, really certain and really confident on what you're saying, because they can feel it,
100%. I remember one thing that you were doing that most people do when they start, and I used to do it, is you didn't have a phone voice, although some people do, but you'd like upward inflect.
100%.
So you'd end sentences on a high.
Yeah.
And it makes you sound really uncertain.
Absolutely.
And I remember one of the first things is like, okay, how do you sound certain?
Yeah.
You end down.
Yeah.
You end on a downward
100%, because I was asking Dave questions, but I'd have that like up inflection. It's like, it's just not landing.
Yeah.
So that was definitely, obviously still working on it, but that was definitely what we were trying to knuckle down at the start, was like certainty, conviction, the way that you deliver the questions.
In terms of you as a person and your identity, when did you start to feel like I'm a closer?
So I guess like as soon as I sort of went all in, I was like, all right, like burn the boats, like let's get rid of old Sam, like old Sam's dead.
Anakin is gone.
Yeah, literally though, like I was like, burn the boats, like old Sam's done. So pretty much honestly straight away, bro, like as soon as I went full time, I'm like, all right, this is it, this is my new identity.
Yeah.
And this is who I am now. So I reckon pretty much, from the day that I sort of started.
And where else has sales sort of changed or impacted or improved you as a person outside of just the calls and the external factors?
I think like what you learn about yourself, like by learning sales, is like, it's absolutely incredible. Like you don't realize how limited your beliefs and your mindset was until you learn sales. Because, like the whole thing is like you had to be congruent and like you have to practice what you preach and all that sort of stuff. So I think like once I was learning sales, I realized like how limited and how like closed in I was in terms of like, what I could achieve, my thoughts, my situations and everything like that. And I feel like that's what sales helps you realize a lot, that like, if you put in the work and you put in the hours, the time, the effort, obviously you get, a financial bonus or incentive, which is cool. But I think you just learn so much about yourself, like how much you were putting yourself down, how much you were, putting a cap on yourself as well.
What was one thing you learned about yourself?
Oh, I've always been like a massive overthinker, as you can tell. Like it took me, 6 years it sort of did take me 6 years, but like 6 months to bite the bullet to go full time. Biggest thing that I learned about myself was just that the sooner, you take action, the quicker that you're going to get to where you want to be. The other life, your better life is on the other side of just making that big decision. And that's what it took me so long to realize. But yeah, it's really not that deep, and just don't complicate it.
Yeah, because when you're looking ahead at it, it looks so scary because you, like you said, it's the unknown. You don't know what's behind it.
And that's the thing, like I said, when I said I was an overthinker, like I literally had in my mind, like what happens if I make $0? Like I could go out of this, drop out, start this new full-time sales and make $0 in my first month. Like that's how extreme I was thinking. But yeah, like I said, just hit the breaking point and then I had to get out of there.
And what does your family think about it?
I mean, they're obviously like, I'm really, really blessed. Like I have an amazing family. Like they would literally support me if I did anything, which is awesome. At the start, I didn't go into like a whole lot of depth about what I was doing. I like to keep to myself a little bit in that sense. Just in case like it didn't sort of work out. I didn't want to, put myself out there and explain and get too vulnerable if it didn't work. But my family's awesome. Like they've always been supportive of me. They would be supportive and in my corner.
That's awesome.
No matter what. Like I knew, like I had it wasn't an issue. It was just like the pressure that I put on myself. You know, I knew that was never going to be an issue. I could tell my parents I wanted to do anything and they'd back me, which is sick. But
Yeah.
I
A lot
just
of people don't have that, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, very, very, very blessed and very lucky. But yeah, it was just like the pressure that I put on myself.
Like you knew that they would support it.
Yeah.
But you were maybe afraid of how it would look like if you failed. or if you
Absolutely.
didn't.
Absolutely. And then I was like, you know, obviously thinking like the vulnerability on me, like what happens if I go tell them that I'm doing this major thing and then it goes to shit, you know, like not what a loser, but like, you know, how would that make me look to in their eyes and all that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
everything was just self-induced. Like that was just everything that I was putting on myself.
Yeah, just a story you're telling yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now making the sort of money you're making now, like almost triple. I mean, more than double.
More than
Definitely
double,
more
yeah,
than double.
yeah.
You're getting to the triple point soon. What has that changed?
To be honest, like, what does it change?
If it has. Maybe
yeah.
it's just, I don't know.
Probably just, I don't know, you spend money and you probably don't care about like too many things. Well, I mean, nowhere near as much as you did when you were making like 6K a month. But yeah, like I said, it's very, very early stages. I know that I'm nowhere near where I want to be as well.
Yeah.
So I don't really, I mean, it's good, but yeah, it's nowhere near where I want to be. So
Yeah.
always looking for more and ways to get better as well.
By the way, if you guys are listening and you're wondering how you can learn more about Closers Cult and how you can actually make 10, 15, 20K a month from remote sales, then just click the link in the description. There's going to be more information there. Anyway, back to the pod. When you were starting off, I imagine that part of what was driving you, if not like the biggest thing, was getting out of construction,
Yeah.
transitioning full time.
Yeah.
Now that you've done that, what is the next driving force? What is pushing you to that next level rather than just settling for 10, 15K months?
Yeah. So like what's driving me to do better?
Going forward now.
I don't know. I just guess like obviously, you know, getting better, learning the better skills, broadening your knowledge and all that sort of stuff. Obviously there's so much beyond a sales rep, you know, like you can go into managing or doing your own offer like you are, all that sort of stuff. So there's always, you know, new ceilings. But yeah, what's driving me is probably just I know where I want to be. Like my family's obviously a massive driver in terms of like my why and everything like that. Yeah, pretty much doing everything for my family. So that's my biggest driver.
And you got a girlfriend as well, right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
what does she think about it all?
Yeah, she loves it. Yeah, I think she just genuinely, which is sick. Like I think she just genuinely wants me to be happy.
Yeah.
And when I was in construction, I was very, very far from that. I would, you know, get home just always in a pretty shit mood, drained, you know, cooked, getting home, wanting to go straight to bed and all that sort of stuff. Like took a massive toll on my energy, my moods and all that sort of stuff every day, all day, every day. So yeah, she just genuinely wanted me to be happy. And she's really lucky as well. Like her parents come from a background where they know like what it takes to, you know, be successful. They know that it doesn't always happen often with a 9 to 5 and all that sort of route. So she's always had that background as well, which is sick. So she gets it, which is really, really cool. Yeah, she also has that background that like, you know, she knows what it takes to do well and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, it's awesome.
What do you think's the difference between you and people that get into remote sales and they don't hit 10K, 14K months? They don't make it work.
I don't know, man. Probably just like work ethic, I guess. Like, I just don't. Well, I don't see how you couldn't make it work if you have that drive. Like, if you're genuinely willing to do everything that it takes, you know, to put in the countless amount of hours. Again, like I'm just, you know, I'm not starting out, but I'm very fresh. But you know, I know where it's going to go. So yeah, probably just the drive, and if you don't have the dog in you, I guess.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the same thing. Like, there's a lot of people that have less resources than others and make it work, and there's people that have everything they need and they tell themselves stories that, and they don't overcome that, and then they don't put in the work, they don't make it work. They tell themselves, oh, because of this I can't do it, because of that factor, because of all these different things. And like part of what I think helps people actually get there is self-belief.
Yeah,
And a lot of people lack that
100%.
because, I mean, I know I used to struggle with this when I was younger. Like I'd tell myself I was going to do something and then I didn't do it. And every time you tell yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it,
Yeah,
you lose trust in yourself.
yeah,
And so now when I speak to people that are like afraid and then, you know, you're going down the objection handling route
yeah.
and it funnels down to, hey, like it's really just certainty of knowing whether it'll work.
Yeah.
Well, who does it come down to? Me. But they don't trust themselves.
Yeah,
And that's why
absolutely.
they don't commit.
yeah, yeah.
So why do you think that despite all the fears and hesitations you had, you trusted yourself enough to make it work?
Yeah, I don't know. I keep probably saying it, but like I genuinely just hit a point where I didn't give myself another option. Like I just hit that breaking point, and like I had that massive self-doubt, you know, like we said before, you know, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? All that sort of stuff. But I genuinely just got to a point where I'm like, you know, enough is enough, and like I just have to do this. Like I genuinely can't give myself another option. And that's when I sort of just, you know, literally forced myself and pushed myself into doing it, because I wasn't gonna settle for what I was doing.
What led to that like breaking point where you're like, okay, enough is enough?
Just a lot of days just not being happy, I guess. Like a lot of days not feeling exactly fulfilled, and like I was on my path. Like I just didn't feel like I was on the path that served me and for where I was wanted to get. Just a lot of days and a lot of, you know, staying the same. A lot of build up, like we said before, you know, saying you're going to do something but not doing it. Just a lot of uncertainty, a lot of down days, a lot of doing the same sort of. It's pretty draining.
Cool. Well, you're out of that now.
Yeah, I am. And like that place that I was working, like an awesome company. Like I just want to say, like that construction company was awesome.
Yeah.
I just like they treated me like so well. I just knew within me like where I wanted to be, and this wasn't for me, and that wasn't fulfilling for me. So nothing against that place, but it was awesome. But like I just in myself, I was just having a massive battle with myself, and it wasn't what I wanted to do.
You're more respectful than me, where I'm just like bagging McDonald's.
That place is they were awesome. It was just
cool.
just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And the whole battle was internal.
Yeah.
Like the whole battle was me, myself, against myself. Like, they treated me great. It was just I just didn't want to be there, and it was just an internal thing, massive internal thing.
Cool. So I want to bring it like a bit more tactical, more like just very like sales focused and related now. Like, I don't know if you go on Instagram much or you see kind of the remote sales space.
Yeah.
But what are you noticing about the remote sales space that you think is an insight that people who aren't in it would maybe have a misconception on? Or maybe someone looks at remote sales, they think one thing, but you're in it. Like, what are some misconceptions you're noticing?
I think the biggest thing is like, you know, working for 2 hours a day, hopping on one call, making 2K, then go to the beach. Like I think that's just a massive misconception. I don't feel like it's happening. I mean, more people are like obviously a lot more self-aware at the moment, but I feel like it was an issue a little while ago as well.
Yeah.
Like it's just not like that. Like, you know, well for me anyway, like you're not in a 9 to 5, but you're still working all day every day. So don't think that you're going to get into it, work for 1 hour a day, hop on a call with someone, have a chat, and then make $2,000. Like, anyway, starting out, right? Like, it's just not how it works.
And that's the thing; it can happen.
Yeah, it can happen.
I've done that. I know people who have, but when you're starting out with no experience,
100%.
No one knows you.
Yeah.
You have no name.
Yeah.
You have no skill.
Well, that's the thing. Like, and that's what the starters, you know, that's what like entices them. It's like, oh my God, like this looks awesome. You know, like that's how obviously people get them in. It's like, you know, I can work from a beach in Bali and make 2K and then go do what I want. You got to put in a lot of work to get to that point, obviously.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen overnight.
And in terms of you on the calls, how do you find that? Like, do you genuinely enjoy it? Do you find them still a little bit stressful, like when you're objection handling? Like, what's your energy like throughout the day when you're actually on calls?
Yeah. So, I mean, like, obviously, still relatively fresh. So like objection handling, you know, it's always a bit up in the air. You know, you're still obviously there's a bit of like not stress, but you know, like just trying to help them see the bigger picture and to see the brighter light is always, you know, it's not easy. But I love getting on the calls. Like I reckon with this, obviously the fitness offer, like it's awesome. You know, like you're genuinely helping people like change their lives, transform. You know, whether it be lose weight, put on weight. You know, like you're genuinely helping people change the patterns that they've had for so long, like years and years. And I think that that's why fitness sales is good, is because like you're breaking beliefs that these guys have genuinely had for like years and years, right?
Yeah.
And that's why it's so fulfilling, you know, like you get to the end of the call, if you get it done and you get them on, you know, they're thanking you at the end of it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get them to see the bigger picture and to help them and to guide them, which is cool.
Sort of identity. So in total, you went from 0 sales experience, $0 in sales, and we're 8 months later from February, and you've hit a 14K month. You did 12K last month, and like you said, you're still fresher.
Yeah, I've been
right?
closing for three months.
Yeah, and you know you had a month break in between, but in total 0 to 8 months.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to someone else that is at that first month? What would you tell them?
First month, probably just like first month into it. Again, like just put in the hours, you know, like put in the time, the effort, like it's going to pay off. And you're also saving yourself a lot of pain and a lot of, you know, getting run down, burnt out in the future, I guess. Because, you know, like if you grind, if you put in the time, the hours, the effort at the start, then it's going to make not only closing and, you know, your actual skills a lot better. It's just going to save you so much time in the long run. So just get it done, like do everything that you need to do at the start. Go nuts. Yes, there's going to be sacrifices, but you know that obviously what you're working towards and you're going to get there. It's just about the effort that you put in.
Yeah, just hold the belief, do the things you need to do.
Yeah.
And to people watching that have maybe thought about jumping into Closers Cult, they're on the fence. They're like, oh, what is this thing? Looks kind of weird. Like, what would you say to guys that are on the fence about jumping in?
Yeah, I mean, like, just use me as an example, you know? Just use me as an example, not what to do, right? You know, don't spend 6 years dwelling and all that sort of stuff. Like, genuinely just take the leap. Like, you'd actually be stupid not to. I think, like, yes, it is cliche, but, like, your dream life is genuinely on the other side of a big decision. So just do it. Like, as I said before, like, it's not that deep. You know, like, I was, probably a prime example. I was genuinely telling myself I could make, you know, $0. So yeah, it's just not that deep. Like, just genuinely take that leap. And if that's actually what you want to do, then you should, that should be the indicator, and don't let anything get in the way, I reckon, of joining. Beautiful.
Well, Sam, fucking good to talk, bro. Thanks for telling your story, and you've probably inspired so many people that you can't even see right now.
I hope so. I hope so.
Been a pleasure, bro.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you.